We're ready? All right, so for those of you who don't know, Don Anderson just completed a poll in the field, a PNP commission poll, and it has been published by the RGR Gleaner Communications Group. But as I am saying, the polls are being revealed by Don Anderson now. And today was it's all over your WhatsApp and X, yeah man. Today was a very pivotal moment for the PNP when the favorability ratings came out. Because it have the Labourite them in one bag of confusion. Comrades, the Labourites are in one bag of confusion. Why, you ask? Because Mark Golding and Andrew Holness are at a statistical dead heat. And this is the first time there has been a statistical dead heat since Mark Golding has assumed the leadership of the PNP. Normally, Mark Golding polls the first poll, he polled 12%. The second poll, he polled 18%. Right? The third poll, he polled mostly 20. This poll, Mark Golding polled a whopping 37%. And I know that the Labourites are nervous. How them all over social media with the personal attacks. I'll meet them start pan. Like remember asking on something Labourites. Is me pay Don Anderson for poll PNP and JLP? Do not come for me because I never paid the pollster to poll. Me never paid Don Anderson for do the poll. Don Anderson does these polls for both political parties as well as for independent bodies like the media who contract him to do these polls. So attacking me ain't making a difference. Because whether you attack me or you don't attack me, the poll are gonna be the poll, are gonna be the poll, are gonna be the poll. Right? So don't come to me. Nerminous is an understatement. Twitch. Something really wrong with this label. Truth, your polls show you're behind Mark, not favorable. Well, I am Tina. A lot of you are here today. Somebody must have sent you. Somebody must have sent you. Why did they send you? If you were all so cool, first of all, you will never see Kamala on a Labourite live. Because there is nothing that a Labourite can say that can edify my brain. That is number one. I cannot learn a thing from a Labourite. So I'm not going to waste my time. The mayor, I'm honored that you choose to come here because it means that you choose to learn something from me. So you have a choice. You can either be the class clown and continue to interrupt, or you can just sit down, be quiet and learn. But you're not doing bad for my algorithm. Make we do what we are do. Yeah man, no, it's not even love suffer. Them just love love confrontation. I was watching some videos on Shower Posse a while ago. I think if I have enough time, we're gonna play them. You know, I think it's very important. I promise today that we are going to tackle also Siaga's role in the Grenada massacre in 1983, the assassination of Maurice Bishop. We are going to look at that today. I've been promising you guys for like 2 weeks now. We are going to look on that. But the first thing we have to look on are the poll. We have to look on the poll, the poll, the poll, the poll, the poll. We has got to look at the poll. See the poll them here, see the poll them here, see the poll them here. Lord. All right, so the first poll we're going to look at is the statistical dead heat. Right? Now the poll was conducted in April and it's a national poll. War gone silent. War gone silent reloaded. He is doing very well, Zim. And this is what has the Labourites nervous. Remember I tell you say last week them changed them strategy. Well, they have gone back to me realize today. So them gone back to them fail-safe strategy of attacking. Right? So I don't know if them welcome Nesta back to the camp. Thank you, Dave Grant, for the roses. I don't know if them welcome Nesta back to the camp, but I see them, it's like this is their comfort zone. Attacking is the comfort zone. So let us look at the statistical dead heat. We're looking today at the favorability poll. So we're looking at the positivity poll, the negativity poll, as well as the net favorability, which is the difference between the positive and the negative. All right. So let's look at the positivity poll. For the positivity poll, Andrew Holness is at 40%, right? And remember now, this poll was done immediately after the budget. So a post-budget poll, you would expect the government to get a bounce, because whatever it is that they announced in the budget, you expect that the people them will feel a little better, right? However, this is a decline for Andrew Holness. This is a decline because Andrew Holness has never polled 40% on the favorability as yet. The last time favorability poll was done, as a matter of fact, Andrew Holness is coming from a high of 70% favorability. Even before Mark Golding's time. When Mark Golding took over the PNP, Andrew Holness' favorability was 62%. So what we find is that Andrew Holness has a steady decline in his favorability. Whereas the first time Mark Golding was polled was 2021. And when Mark Golding was polled, his favorability was all of 12%. 12%. And you know, they called him No Traction Mark and Chaka Boss, and the people them don't want him. And nobody don't want Mark there. This was in 2021. In 2022, Mark Golding polled 14%. So he only had an improvement of 2 percentage points. People started calling for Mark Golding to step aside because he wasn't picking up any traction, right? So they started arguing that Mark needs to step aside. In 2023, Mark Golding polled 18%. 18%. So he had improved, but he was still in the teens. Of course, the naysayers were saying that Mark Golding wasn't doing well enough, fast enough. All this time, Andrew Holness was decreasing while Mark Golding was climbing. I wish they would know that's a sentiment felt with Jamaicans all over the world. Now, look at Mark Golding's favorability in 2024. Mark Golding has more than doubled his favorability over 2023. In 2023, Mark Golding was at 18%, and now Mark Golding is at 37%. I understand why the labor rights are nervous. They have every single right to be nervous, because for him to double his favorability in 1 year is scary. It is downright scary. Where over the last 3 to 4 years, Andrew is going down and down and down and down. Andrew is now at 40%. Imagine Andrew Holness and Mark Golding are neck and neck, a statistical dead heat, because Don Anderson has announced that his poll has a plus or minus 3% margin of error. So that means this poll, where they are, it falls within the margin of error. So this is what we call, good evening, Sue. Good evening. We're looking at the polls. So this is what we call a statistical dead heat. So whatever little bones Andrew did have, it wipe out, Marky G, wipe it out. You know, I made sure to download the bell curve to show you. And I'm going to show you that I'm going to upload the bell curve, because we spoke about the bell curve. We did speak about the bell curve. and I am going to show you the bell curve. But before I show you the bell, talking about the polls today, we're talking about the fact that Mark Golding and Andrew Holness are now in a statistical dead heat. Right? A statistical dead heat, where Mark Golding, on becoming leader of the PNP within the first year, polled 12%. In the second year, so make a review, comrades. In the first year, 2021, he assumed the leadership of the PNP November 7th, 2020. Let us look at Mark Golding's trajectory. Mark Golding assumed the leadership of the PNP November 7, 2020. So of course he could not have been polled for 2020. As a matter of fact, nobody expected him to win. They didn't expect him to win. They had Lisa Hanna as leading and winning. Now, Mark Golding, the unexpected leader, won. And in the first year, when he was polled, he polled 12%, comrades, and everybody laughed. Everybody laughed and say him not gonna wear, him not a leader, rah rah rah, blah blah blah. Yeah man, no, Twitch, I tell you why they're here. Whenever you see labor rights start to attack, they are nervous. They only attack when they are nervous. The next thing they're going to do is try to attack the live. But guess what? Come LRI water, we will be talking tonight. We will be talking tonight because the truth shall set them free. And they were given their instructions because I see them over Twitter attacking me too. So they clearly, whenever they feel threatened, they believe that they should attack Kamala. But I did not, as I said at the beginning of my live, Kamala Forbes Thomas didn't pay for the poll. So attacking me will not stop the PNP from polling. So come a little more and attack a little more, because we still going to talk about it. Good evening, Sandra Brissett. Oh, you know, we still gonna talk about it. Just remember, say Andrew Holness did say he was going to turn it up. But when Andrew Holness turned it up, he turned it up on his own party and make them lose. But that is for another part of the conversation. Right now, comrades, what we are talking about is the fact that we're looking at Mark Golding's trajectory. Right? I am not the straw them going clutch and doing Eddie. Them can't clutch on this straw. So as I was saying, we're looking at Mark Golding's trajectory now. In 2020, in 2021, Mark Golding was polling 12%. And write down the numbers in our comments. Write down the numbers. Because we want to look at Mark Golding's meteoric rise. In 2021, he was polling 12% on the favorability. The poll in 2022 had him polling 14% in favorability. The poll in 2023 had him polling 18% in favorability. In 2020, Andrew Holness was polling 70% in favorability. And then Andrew Holness fell to 66%. And then 52%. Remember when he did make that big 14% jump? I am very, very good with numbers, comrades. So these things tend to stick in my head. He made a big, this is Andrew Holness now, made a big 14% drop in 2022. From 66% to 52%. Well, Andrew Holness has made another big drop from 52% to 40%. Whereas Mark Golding has made a big jump from 18% to 37%. 18 and 18, 36 plus 1, 37. That is over 100%. That, my dears, is over 100% in 1 year. I upload the bell curve for you because we're going to talk about it, you know. We want to talk about this thing, comrades. We want to ensure so you understand what is going on about marketing. So I want to show you what is happening, what exactly is happening to Andrew Holness, why it is that Andrew Holness not getting no bounce, and why he is now a liability to his party, because Andrew Holness is now officially a liability to the JLP. So I am going to show you what I'm talking about. We discussed it briefly yesterday. We're going to look at it again. 100% in 1 year. I upload the bell curve for you because we're going to talk about it, you know. We want to talk about this thing, comrades. We want to ensure so you understand what is going on about marketing. So I want to show you what is happening, what exactly is happening to Andrew Holness, why it is that Andrew Holness not getting no bounce, and why he is now a liability to his party, because Andrew Holness is now officially a liability to the JLP. So I am going to show you what I'm talking about. We discussed it briefly yesterday. We're going to look at it again. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at these party leaders as products. Because we have to market our party leaders, right? We have to, they are the face of the party. We have to market them. We have to market them. All right, here we go now. So we're looking at the bell curve, and this is something we use in marketing and sales. And the bell curve describes product, basically product marketing, the viability of the product. So when you introduce the product, the area in the blue, and I may give you some education now, you know. And the product we're talking about now, we're talking about two products, Mark Golding and Andrew Holness. Because at the end of the day, they are our products. Why is the party want challenge? Well, that's why they're going to challenge him, Eddie. There is not a matter of want to. They are not idiots. While their supporters may be idiots, they are not idiots. And they are well aware that Andrew is no longer viable. So when you start with a new product, you see where the blue is? Thank you, Twitch. Introduction. So you introduce a new product. Then that product has growth. Remember now, Mark Golding. I'm showing you this to show you where Mark Golding started from in 2020. Him starting from zero. And Mark Golding has moved through his introductory stage, the gradual increase. Because in that phase, you have to introduce the party leader, because the product we're talking about now is the party leader. So we have to introduce the party leader, you know, to the population, because really and truly, Mark Golding was not a politician. Remember, he was a very reluctant MP in 2016 when he took over that seat from Omar Davis. Remember, you know. So we had, comrades, the task of introducing a brand new product to the populace. Well, we have successfully done that. And Mark Golding is now in his growth phase. It is very unfortunate that the color of the growth phase is green, but it is what it is. Mark Golding's steady rise is because he is in his growth phase. Now is when the population will get used to him. Him not peak yet. You see, when him reach into the maturity phase now, that beginning of the maturity phase, that is when he's going to start peak. And if we are smart, comrades, we will have Mark Golding peaking near when it is election. On the contrary, I don't even know who is more. Let me tell you something, comrades. When they call my name, you are supposed to be happy. Be happy when they call my name, because if I was not popular, if I was not well known, if I wasn't doing a damn good job on my platform, they would not call my name. Nobody stones a green mango. They only stone ripe mangoes. And that is why I am the ripe mango. But no matter how them stone, we still are go there. So Mark Golding is still in that green phase. It is a very unfortunate, comrades, that the color on the diagram is green. Just don't watch the color. We're talking about the principle of it here. All right, we're discussing the principle. So Mark Golding is on his trajectory up. If you look carefully, you realize that Mark is on his way up on that bell curve. So this is why he is growing in leaps and bounds. I gave you the pharmaceutical example a few days ago. Now you're going to juxtapose that and imagine that the party leaders are the products we are selling. It is easier to sell a brand new product than a product that is old and used. Andrew Holness is now on the decline. Andrew Holness has lived through his maturity and he's on his way down. He has come out of the yellow phase and he's now in the red phase. We have seen all of Andrew Holness's strengths. We have seen all of his weaknesses. We've seen all the opportunities, the threats. We have seen everything that we see, the good, the bad, and the ugly with Andrew. We have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and Jamaica has decided that they don't want him anymore. They reject him. And it shows, you know, comrades, it shows. Let's send this to the back. It shows in the negativity rating. Comrades, let us take a look at the negative rating. You will see that Mark Golding is at 18%, whereas Andrew Holness is at 31% negativity rating. Andrew Holness has almost double the negativity ratings of Mark Golding, comrades. And that is very scary. This shows exactly what I've been saying about the bell curve and where Andrew is. That is it, Twitch. We realize the shortcomings now. We realize Andrew's shortcomings now, so we're done with him. That is what it boils down to. So Andrew Holness now, the reason why his negativity is so high is because people have had it with him. The reason why Mark Golding's negativity is the lowest it has ever been, good evening Camille, is because people are now deciding that it's time them give Mark Golding a try. So what has happened, comrades, is that Mark Golding has been on the trajectory up. So when he was in the blue zone, let us get back the blue zone. When Mark Golding was in the blue zone, his negativity would have been high. The reason why his negativity was high is because nobody knew him. Mark Golding's negativity, you know, comrades, was 47%, you know. That is where it is coming from. It is coming from a high of 47%. But what is happening now is that less people are, as the curve goes up, more people are being exposed to him. So people are going to move out of having a negative perception of him to having a neutral perception of him to having a positive perception of him. So people move right along the trajectory. So you have more people now. Mark Golding has a huge block of people who have a neutral perception about him. They have moved from out of the negative perception to neutral. Where do they go from there? From there, they go to positive. So when you hear these labor rights, when you hear them talking that Mark Golding is not making any progress and him not gaining any traction, you just try and understand that it is a process and Rome wasn't built in a day. And Mark Golding, to know Mark Golding is to love Mark Golding. Wherever Mark Golding went and campaigned, the PNP did well in. Wherever Andrew Holness went and campaigned, the GLP lost it. I am not making up those facts. We have already discussed this on the platform. But just to go back to the negativity ratings, Mark Golding is coming from 47% negativity. He's now at 18% negativity. Whereas Andrew Holness' negativity rating is steadily increasing. More and more people are coming out of, because Andrew Holness' negativity rating last year was 28%. So more people hate Andrew now where they hate him the last time. So the bottom line is, Andrew is going down and Mark is going up. Just remember, always keep the bell curve in the back of your head. Right? Andrew now, a lot of people who had it, remember now, he's coming from a positivity high of 70%. In 2020, Andrew Holness' positivity was 70%. So for it to tank this low, say a lot of things have happened for him to reduce so drastically. And that is the bottom line. So comrades, let us look now at the net favorability, which is this one we're right here. So now, so to work out the net favorability, what was done? We subtract the negative from the positive. So when you look at Mark Golding, right? Mark Golding's positivity is what? 37. And his negative is 18. So when you do that maths, you get 19%. And that is a plus 19% because he has a higher positivity. Thank you, every human. So because he has a higher positivity than negativity. If the negative was higher, you would have reversed the process. So you would have been a negative 19 if it were the other way around. So his favorability rating, his net favorability rating is a plus 19. Now to look at Andrew. Andrew is 40% positive and 31% negative. So when you do that maths, that is 9%. So he is at a plus 9. So who have the better positivity rating overall? Comrades? Who have the better positivity when you look at the figures like this? You see, the thing about numbers don't lie. And you can look at the numbers and you can disaggregate them and you can get all the information you need from numbers. I learned from the best. No, in terms of performance, while we don't have bar graphs that are ready for performance, I will clue you into what the performance polls are. So performance is different from favorability. Favorability is, yes, it is very encouraging for Mark and the PNP, Ashan. You are so right. And anybody, and let me tell you something, the labor rights realize that this is good news for the PNP. Don't make them stay on here and fool you. They are quite aware that this is good news for the PNP. Because we are now at the point where Mark favorability is about to overtake Andrew own. This is what the numbers prove. As me say, just think about the bell curve. Just think about the bell curve. So let us talk about the performance now. The difference between the favorability and the performance. The favorability is how each person poll perceives the leader. So if you think it's a likability index, do you like this person? What are your thoughts about this person? However, the performance Poll is how you think the person is doing in their function. So for the prime minister, it's how he's performing as a prime minister, and for the opposition is how the Mark Golding is performing as the opposition leader. So the Andrew Holness now. Andrew Holness' performance is negative. 34% of those polls thought that he was doing a bad job, whereas 33% thought that he's doing a good job. Right? So that means if you add up this is 67%. So the rest of them, out of 67%, 37% of the people believe that his job is average. Right? Because when you add 34 and 33, that is 67. When you minus 67 from, it's 33%. When you minus 67 from 100, it's 33. So 33, good evening apples. So 33% of the population believe that Andrew Holness is doing an average job. Now for Mark Golding's negative is 25%. Remember, Andrew's negative is 34. Hi, unfriendly, how you doing? Andrew's negative is 34. Mark Golding's negative is 25%. Mark Golding's positive, however, is 21%, whereas Andrew's is 33. So when you add this is 46. Right? So when you minus the 46 from the 100, no. 54%. So 54% have an average or no, basically an average or